Hello everyone, it's Saturday with Kendra, and guess what we're going to talk about? Are you living your mission? Our missions as Christians is to make disciples. Don't mind my hair, I haven't showered. I am going to clean this house today. So today's gospel was all about the master who gave talents to 3 servants. The first servant got 5 talents, which is a whole lot of money. It's like 100 years of working. The second servant got 2 talents, and the third got 1, each according to their abilities. But unfortunately, some of us may be that third servant who is afraid to go out in the world. But we are those servants. We have got to live our lives according to His commandments, and we also have to bring love to everyone and know that God's grace is bigger than our fear. You all know what I've been asked from God when my husband passed away. Go to that place in Tennessee and build a retreat home or 2, plus a chapel. I did speak with someone this Friday, so I'm looking forward to hearing back, like the money. But I gotta tell you, I just give it to God. Every single day, there are times when I'm fearful about spending that money that my husband and I have invested, fearful of the stock market, fearful. Yet, His grace carries me every single day. He knows your abilities. You and me share our faith in a completely different way. He knows how you are with your family, with your friends, and He also knows who I am, who wants to talk loudly to people on social media, in person, at conferences, and hopefully to you individually in the retreat home. And I am stepping up to that ask. I am going to do what God is asking me to do. And all of us needs to share how God has changed our life. I know many of us have many stories, and your children and your spouse may want to know those stories. I remember telling my husband everything that happened to me, the supernatural, the natural, and he saw me grow so much and change, especially my language. And for that, I am so grateful to God, who helped me every single time with His grace change my life, even though I was afraid to sometimes, took away some addictions that I've had for decades, and has given me His grace to do what He is asking me to do. And all of us have to go out. Therefore, we have to change our lives and love people to Jesus. People need to look at you different. Like, how can they be so calm when they're in this horrific situation in their life? Like my husband dying. I fell back on my faith, and the grace of God oozed out of me during that time. It doesn't mean that I don't miss Him. I miss Him a ton. But I have to rest on the fact that God told me that He was saved in my prayer. And that is why all of us have to live our faith. We need to have people in the world look at us and say, they are so different. They are so joyful. They are happy and peaceful no matter what happens. And I remember the first time I went to confession after being gone for 26 years, and I walked back into my office when I was working in corporate America as an executive, and people knew that something had changed. I mean, I had all of these evil spirits like hooked on my body, and I came out of there so light. My complexion was different. My countenance glowed. People were asking me if I was pregnant. It was so funny. And then, not even knowing anything about the faith, just knowing what happened to me in that confessional, that I knew God was in there. I knew that was Jesus. And therefore, I walked out of there saying, oh my goodness, He's in the Catholic Church. And I didn't know anything about the Catholic Church. I just knew how I felt, that I felt so free, I felt so light, and I was filled with joy. And I didn't know a thing about the Catholic faith. I couldn't even defend the faith at that moment, but that didn't matter. I knew what happened to me, that God was in the confessional and He forgave all of my sins, and that I was starting over. I cannot tell you how many people kept coming into my office, closing the door, These are executives and administrative assistants and people that reported to me, all different people, wanted to know what happened. And that is all we need to do. I didn't have any knowledge about what the Catholic faith was all about. All I knew was that I felt God. And that's all we have to do, is share our experiences and love everyone. That was the start of me talking about it all the time. I mean, seriously, I would feel bad for some people because if you sat on the plane with me, I would pretty much tell you all about my faith and how it's changed my life. And I couldn't wait to tell people. So that was when I finally heard God say, I'm going to take this talent and you are going to go big. You're going to leave your executive career. Are you kidding me? How crazy that was? And you are going to share my love, my healing with the world. That's what I've been doing since, 2018? And I absolutely love it. You don't have to do what I'm doing. You just have to share in your way, in your time, with the people that God put in your life. Most importantly, your family. So today, let's just look at our lives and see how much have we been working the talent that God gave us. Not talent, the money, but the talent that we have to share the faith. Because I don't want to see Jesus and him look at me and say, how many people did you bring with you? And that's our goal, to bring everyone we know, especially our spouses, to heaven. Okay, I'm going to go see my friends in my Soul, Mind, and Body membership group. You can join too if you want. Just click the join button below, but you can't do that if you have an iPhone. You've got to go on a computer and join there. $4.99 a month, and we talk about too much information. If not, I will see you here next time. Find something more with God, soul, mind, and body. Ask him to pour grace into your heart and not be afraid. And have a blessed and inspired day.